What's up, Sassy? Welcome back to my channel. Yes, guys, we're back for another review. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like, I'm watching tonight's episode and I'm just like, Ronnie, I just don't feel like Ronnie is anything for anyone to lose any sleep over. So when I see how Ronnie is acting in the villa and how disrespectful he's being to Harriet, who I like, I'm just kind of like, I'm baffled. I'm really baffled because I'm just like, why? I don't see where he has any riz. I don't see where he's not like super good looking. He's disrespectful. I don't see anything or any other reason. He's a bit of a, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Do you know what I'm going to say? He's a bit of an airhead as well. So I don't really get why. It's not like he's the brightest crane in the box either. So I'm just like, I really don't get it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get into that in a second. But before I get into this video, I'm just going to ask you guys to give the video a thumbs up. Yes, guys, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe as well. I don't know why my camera is looking the way that it's looking. So forgive me if I come across looking like I'm doing this video from the 1960s or something like that. I really don't know, but it has a vibe going on that I'm really not liking. But it could just be my eyesight because it's been going a bit funny recently. So I don't even know. So if it's not my eyesight and it's actually the video, then my bad. Anyways, guys, so I just want to talk about the whole situation with Ronnie first. Ronnie, Tiffany, and Harriet. Now, Ronnie had his conversation with Tiffany, right? From his conversation he's having with her, he's made up his mind. He's basically said my head is with her. Do you know what I'm saying? He's giving Tiffany that impression that you're the person I want. Even Tiffany is saying it. But at the same time, he's still trying to string along Harriet. Harriet specifically went to him and said, listen, is there anything back to report? Do you know what I mean? Like, anything that you need to tell me, any changes, anything. He said no. Do you know what I'm saying? But then remember last night he told, what's her name, Tiffany, that if they had a recoupling, he would have chose her. Like, I feel like that is something to report. Do you see what I'm saying? And the way that he's downplaying it as if it's nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't really like that. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't know what it is about Tiffany, but I find Tiffany so annoying. The girl's done nothing to Sassy, absolutely nothing. I just don't, her voice is annoying. When she talks, she's annoying. She was making this annoying sound that did not really help. You see what I'm saying? Her laugh is annoying. Just the way she talks. I don't know what it is, but I just find her annoying. And the girl's done nothing really, but I just find her annoying. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Ronnie likes her, so it doesn't matter if I find her annoying or not. But anyways, the conversation with Sean and Tiffany, I felt like he was basically kind of putting himself out there to let her know, listen, I fancy you. And maybe Sean was being a little bit too optimistic when he said, like, I feel like we're 50-50, him and Ronnie is 50-50, or he feels that, okay, it's basically him and Ronnie in the running for Tiffany's affection, because Sean was never in that running, to be honest with you. Yes, Tiffany, in her head, she's a little bit concerned about the whole Ronnie situation because he's been girl hopping, literally. So I think she's a little bit concerned about that. But there's no denying, I don't think she even wanted to give Sean the time of day at this point. You know what I'm saying? The moment she went in there, it was all guns blazing for Ronnie. So I don't know, maybe they've been having conversations that we're not seeing to make Sean feel like it was a 50-50 kind of thing. I really don't know. But I really like Sean. I don't think that Tiffany is for him. I think, maybe Sean and Harriet need to try something. They did kind of like each other at the beginning. So is it too late? Or they just like friend zone each other now completely? Is it too late? Because I think that Sean would be open to it, because he did make a comment saying to Harriet, like, why don't you go for good guys like me? So I feel like that's him trying to say that I'm so open to try to get to know her on that level. But that went completely over Harriet's head because she was so zoned in and concerned about what was going on with Tiffany and Ronnie that I think she missed it completely. Do you know what I'm saying? But Jess, before I even talk about the dumping tonight, guys, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wish that Jess, I'm going to say this, I kind of wish that Jess was the one that went. I really do, because I feel like Jess was enjoying this whole thing with Ronnie and Harriet a bit too much. And I guess in her head, she's probably thinking it's karma, but the situation with Ronnie, her, and Harriet is different from the situation with Ronnie, Harriet, and Tiffany, okay? So I feel like, it would have been a good time for her to kind of show a bit of support instead of like laughing in her face or making a joke about it or just have this mugged look on her face. I really did not like that. So for me, I would have preferred her to go. But, you know, Omar, he obviously chose her. I was really hoping he was going to say Samantha for some reason. But to be honest, it's probably the best. It's probably for the best. But anyways, let me put a pause on that for a minute. And let's just go back to the fact that the speeches at the recoupling, I wasn't feeling them. Particularly Ayo's. I feel like Ayo's speech was dry and repetitive. I like Ayo, but I feel like he could have said something else. You know what I'm saying? I feel like something was missing. It was, I don't know, maybe it was nerves. Maybe it was nerves, but it just sounded a bit boring and a bit about him. How she makes me feel, not how, you know, how I feel about her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't how he felt about Mimi, but how Mimi made him feel. And I guess that is a good thing as well, because obviously if somebody makes you feel a certain way, then you're going to have certain love and affection towards them. So I completely get it, but I just feel like it was so repetitive, because Kieran one was a bit like that in a sense, where he was saying, you know, how Nicole made him feel. But at the same time, he mixed it up a little bit, and it just sounded, it didn't feel like he was repeating himself constantly. Do you see what I'm saying? So I just felt like I would have wanted a bit more from those speeches. And, you know, with the boys, when the boys were all talking in the morning, and they were saying about their couples and whatever, Ayo did mention that he found, what's her name, to be funny, Mimi, to be funny. But I'm just like, I'm not even seeing the funny side of Mimi. So, but then again, we're not getting a lot of airtime recently with Mimi. So I don't really know. We're not getting to see that side of her, because I'm not seeing the funny. I mean, I love Mimi, but I don't see nothing funny with anything Mimi's doing right now. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but maybe, like I said, they're in there 24/7 with them. We're not seeing anything. We're seeing what they show us. So if that's the case, I would like the producers to show us a bit more of that personality, that funny personality that Mimi has, because I'm yet to see it. But anyways, guys, let's talk about Uma and Will for a minute. Uma went from here to like there, quick. Do you know what I'm saying? Because 1 minute I'm watching them and listening to a conversation, and then she's talking about, what do you want me to wear? All these decisions. I mean, at first I'm like, let's see where she's going with this. What do you want me to wear? And then she's like, oh, maybe you want me to be naked. I'm like, okay, I see it. That's good flirting, I suppose. I was a bit worried where she was going with this, because I'm like, what do you mean what he wants you to wear? Go wear what you want to wear. Do you know what I'm saying? But then she went into the last name, the surname situation. And I must say, I do love Anderson as a surname, because shout out to Mr. Anderson. You know, I love you wherever you are in this world. Do you know what I'm saying? I do love Anderson as a surname. So when she was like, Uma Anderson, I was like, girl, those are internal thoughts. You're making your internal thoughts win right now. These intrusive thoughts need to wait, okay? It needs to wait until you guys are solid. These are intrusive thoughts. Now, every girl, when we meet a guy that we like, we already thinking about the surname. We do. Guys, yes, we do. We check the surname to make sure that it's a good sound, you know, a nice ring to it. Sassy Anderson. You know what I'm saying? We check it. We do it. And it's important to see what it sounds like, because anything can happen, right? But she's talking about all these things. She's talking about what the surname is. She's talking about the wedding. They're talking about all these things, getting married, all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm just like, what you want me to wear? I'm just like, it's quite a lot so soon. And even Will was like, oh, we're moving ahead. I mean, the good thing about it is that he kind of joined in on that conversation, so she wasn't looking crazy on her own. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it was just those intrusive thoughts that won, because realistically, even though we all do it as women, we do. Hands up, because you know you've done it. You know, you don't let the guys know this right away, because they will run a mile with commitment and stuff. We don't ever do that, girl. Stop. Okay? But anyways, guys. So the conversation with Sam and Grace, obviously they had a conversation. There's never been any kind of like crazy, you know, negative vibe between them when they have a conversation, which is quite good. It means that all the anger is being aimed, most of the anger is being aimed at Joey, right? So, which is, it's better that way. You know what I'm saying? So the conversation they had, and, you know, Grace was saying, I don't want you to feel a certain way. It was never my intention. And then Samantha mentioned a kiss and said, like, you know, it was disrespectful. And Grace was like, oh, it was only a little kiss. And I think she's mixing it up, because I think she's talking about the little trips that they had towards the end at the fire pit. But that one, when they was in the daybed, that was not just a little kiss, man. That was not a quick kiss. That was a long kiss, okay? That was a long kiss. So I was thinking to myself, maybe that's what she was referring to. And Joey, while he was talking to Jess, he mentioned, okay, you know what? Maybe, because Jess was saying to him it was disrespectful. She was crying. And to be honest with you, it was disrespectful because she was crying. Now, do you know what? I'm not going to say disrespectful. I'm going to say it was insensitive. That's what I'm going to say. I don't think disrespectful is the right word. I think insensitive. That's the word I think is best used in this situation, because at the end of the day, it's Love Island and he has a connection with Grace and there's no denying this. So he shouldn't feel the need to, like, you know, avoid, like, expressing his emotions with her. However, considering the circumstances and that Samantha was not... she was not happy about it. She's not happy with the situation. She was crying. I feel like at that moment, he acted in a very insensitive manner. So I don't think... I'm not going to say disrespectful, but I'm going to say insensitive, right? Because I know for a fact that if Grace didn't mention him saying this to Samantha about the hideaway, they would have just gone right in there and that would have been it. And it would have been hell and powder oats the following morning. So at least somebody was thinking with a little bit of sense in that situation, okay? But, you know, to be honest, thinking about it, guys, because obviously they had the recoupling and Samantha was the only one that was not chosen, so she got dumped from the villa. And you know what, as much as I say I wanted Jess to leave, I prefer Jess to go. At the same time, I feel like it's best for Samantha to leave, because it would have just put a downer on the villa. I feel like she would have just been moping around. She would have just had this, you know, very negative effect on the villa, and then it would have caused a bit of like a tension between the girls and a divide even more. So I feel like, you know, it was probably the best time for her to go. It's sad though, because she got her heart broken and got dumped basically hours apart. You know what I'm saying? So that's got to hurt. You know what I mean? And obviously we see where what's it called? Joey was trying to talk to her before she left, and she was not having any of it. I mean, she could have give him a chance to talk and then they leave on good terms, but she doesn't owe him that, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, how Joey handled the situation, I can't blame her. I really cannot blame her, because at that point, I'm leaving the villa. I don't care. Do not talk to me. You had opportunities to talk to me and you did not talk to me. So leave me alone. So to be honest, I'm thinking, yeah, girl, do it. You don't have to. He doesn't owe you anything. Just do what you need to do. Let him go about his business. He doesn't need to talk to me. He's made his bed, lay in it. I'm getting out of this place. Don't talk to me. It's as simple as that. I did, however, feel sorry for Grace, because I feel like Grace was in the situation where she wants to go with the girls to kind of like say a proper goodbye to Sam, but at the same time, it's like she's scared to go, and then she feels like because she took Joey, you know, she feels like she's responsible. So I felt bad for Grace in that situation. And while I say that, because obviously the girls have been very supportive to Samantha, and I did like how Jess and Nicole did a whole breakfast thing to kind of like build her up a little bit. And I like how they're constantly reminding her of her worth, you know, and that she's beautiful and she's worthy and all this kind of stuff. I feel like that was really good support from the girls. And it's nice to see, do you know what I'm saying? It's nice to see when girls have each other's backs. And throughout this whole like series, we're not been seeing a lot of that, like a lot of genuine support towards the girls or from the girls. So it was kind of good to actually see that. But anyways, guys, the decision has been made and Sam is gone because Umar chose who he wanted to choose. He chose Jess. I'm glad that Sean chose Harriet. I feel like they could have something, but I feel like they don't realize it. And can I just say, I literally laughed so hard when Sean was literally mocking Ronnie to say, like, you know, oh, I just need to kiss them all. I just need to kiss them all and I'll know for sure. Got 3 down, 3 to go. I found that so funny. And then Kieran joined in and it was just so funny to me because I feel like, you know, even the boys or watching Ronnie and thinking, this man is not serious. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not serious. And I know that when another girl comes in, just watch Ronnie. Just watch, because this boy, he's just there for a lad's holiday, I reckon. He doesn't know what he wants. The boy, I don't know him here from Bullfoot. I don't know if I saw it said, but that's how I remember it. But yes, guys, but that's it. That's my update for today. That's my opinion on today's episode. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think that the right person went home? Would you prefer Jess to go or Harriet to go? Who would you have preferred to go instead of Sam? Or did Sam... was it the best time for Sam to go? I think that it was the best time. I feel like her journey would have been really, really difficult to move forward, for her to move forward at this moment. It would have taken a lot of time. And you only got another, 6 weeks left? So a good amount of time, but at the same time, I feel like the negativity would have probably overwhelmed the villa had she stayed in. But anyways, guys, I've come to the end of the review. So if you haven't yet thumbs up the video, please go ahead and thumbs it up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome again. Welcome, and please subscribe. And I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. But for now, keep it sassy-licious.